I'll say it again.
Don't know it.
I know the first time I see your band, that salad is also the last time you guys played. So.
What is up, everybody? It is Sunday. Did you guys miss us? We took 4 weeks off, right? Something like that, Kevin.
Half a year.
Our two huge followers were missing, and they were calling me every day, like, when is our salt gonna happen again? That's the only reason we came back. But yeah, we've got Matthew Zardoz.
And watch him not even show up.
Yeah. A renaissance man is about the way Kevin put it, and it's true because I looked on how do you pronounce the productions?
Rajidae Productions.
Okay. And so that's a lot of stuff. I mean, that's pretty much everything. And then, of course, your artwork that you're working on.
Yep.
Has it been exposed to anybody? Have you put it out to anybody yet?
I haven't been putting stuff out on my Instagram. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And knowing how tenacious you are about that stuff, we'll be seeing it a lot.
Yeah.
And
That's the main focus now. Just illustration and 3D.
No music?
No, I'm doing music too.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I just don't see you not ever doing music. So.
Yeah. Most of my music right now is, a lot of what I'm doing, I guess, is my solo project, Talks with Plants, and that can be collaborative. It's experimental.
You ever want to throw punk vocals on there? I'm always available. I'm throwing some punk vocals on a.
Cool, man.
Josh.
Pete Jones is dead.
Pete Jones is dead. I guess I'm going to be the feature on his second album.
Yeah.
So we'll see how many songs I do. Yeah. He wants to. Now, he was just talking about the Captain Spaulding song. I said, dude, I wrote the vocals. If we can rewrite the music.
Yeah. Well, we've got the canvas behind us. I forgot to put the camera up. That's how long it's been. The Saturday podcast. I don't have a extra camera. I just kind of turn on and go. So I kind of forgot
so
about it.
He can jump in on this too because he's an artist.
Definitely.
We don't hold back on that. We got plenty of pieces here that have 3 or 4 people on.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I haven't painted since the last podcast.
Well, like I said, I did some
digital
of that
work going.
cheesy ink stuff I did the last couple of days. Those rats or whatever that was. And then I did a Wolverine and a Dr. Doom.
You do something in a tutu.
Nice.
Did I do something in a tutu? It may look like the rat was in a tutu maybe because I do the fur kind of weird.
Do the fur kind of weird.
So you're working on your 3D. So what's the premise, or is it just right now you just?
Well, I've been working on
Brock,
learning that stuff for a few years, and now I'm working on a game. Actually, like a pretty simple game, but just I have for 5 or 6 years kind of been building a garden inside of my mind.
Yeah,
it's like where I go when I meditate. And it's just full of all my favorite plants. Like everything's there. It's also kind of a memory thing to like remember specific certain things. And now I'm actually making it in 3D.
Nice.
So we need to follow him and do some focusing or something here the way he is. And I was like, wow, he needs to be where I work at. I like that.
Building tools.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and get started painting. We started a little live, had a little train issues coming here, but hey, that's all good.
Yeah.
Been in a car wreck or something.
Yeah.
Could have been worse.
Go straight to the negative, Kevin. Yeah. I kind of got an idea. We painted.
I can't help it,
Kind of started slapping paint, which the last two
I couldn't even remember what we did. So yeah, you can move up to that.
We did
chair
this
right
one, slap and paint the Misfits thing, and then I just said there was a Misfits exhibit in town, and our guest the week before did some stuff for that and has a real death metal style. I mean, it's
nice.
So I was like, yeah, let's just make it, black out the sides and call it a face. This one, I think I'm going to do a bird is what I got. See some veins coming over here. So that's what I'm going to try.
I don't see anything.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
Hey, like I said, you can move up there.
what the plan is. We'll see how the plan works.
See if we got anybody that sometimes they can't.
Oh, sorry, guys.
I forgot. Again, I can't even remember when I was supposed to comments,
Buttons
right?
you're supposed to click.
Comments button, right?
Yeah, they're already there. You just
Oh, it was already there?
Yeah.
Oh.
we had one pop up so far.
Back Owen Shields. Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
So what have you been up to?
Well, I did the Wichita Renaissance. Right?
Yeah.
You
Nice.
used to always see it those. I haven't seen it those lately.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Haven't been up there for a little
I think
while.
I saw you last year because you brought your kids through.
Yeah.
But you guys were
Couple
like over
years.
there and I was over wherever.
Yeah.
They were doing that ferry show thing I did.
Nice.
And then we went to Amarillo, Texas and did a show there. Same stage show. And then we did Oklahoma City and now we're done for the year for that.
Nice.
So starting up.
Kicking it
I'm
off.
taking this month pretty much off.
Yeah, you'll be doing.
Because even
December.
the band and stuff, not going to do anything till December.
Yeah, this is the first time I haven't had a show booked for a while.
Yeah.
You keep asking me who can play this December 23rd show, and I might
It's really
throw
tough.
my solo project in.
We'd love to see you there. But yeah, it's more Esley's deal. So he's kind of a little more particular about the bands coming through. So,
Right on.
so we're seeing it, but it's because it's the 23rd of December. It's just hard,
Yeah.
so I get it. So we got 2 now and we'll see where it goes from there. Well, I'm sure we'll have 3 or 4, but we're thinking about even just putting a back line up there and just, hey, all you punk guys out there, just come in here and we'll just start jamming.
Yeah.
Because it's about raising jackets and getting jackets and everything.
Right.
So
Right. Good cause.
so he took over and I'm telling him what I'm doing. But it's that time of the season because we did really well last year and we like to keep it going.
Yeah.
It started
Important stuff.
It was started with the cups with us, and that was pretty okay. And now we're not pretty okay anymore. But the cups decided to scrap all their music and start over, and they only got 2 or 3 songs, so that's why they're not involved. I'm like, yeah, you can play your old songs. They go, no, we've been playing those same songs for 20 years.
Good for them.
Yeah,
It's
so,
good to make solid break.
They,
Do
well,
something fresh. Keep it
okay.
fun.
Well, they also do a lot of different projects off the side too.
Oh yeah.
But with the cups, they just kind of kept those same 20 songs or 10 songs, whatever they had, forever. And I don't blame them. It's hard enough.
Definitely get old playing the same songs.
Yeah.
over and over.
Well, they take some huge breaks too. I mean, they wouldn't play for a couple of years, and all of a sudden they start playing again.
Yeah. Yeah. Over and over.
Mm-hmm. So, tell us exactly what's going on with you
Exactly.
and everything. Well, I do know. I was kind of shocked when you said that you weren't doing the ICT Fest, but that was cool.
Yeah. Well,
I
I
mean-
found somebody to take it over. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know that I'll even be in Wichita forever. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, I needed to find somebody who could really run with it.
Man,
Yeah,
you
keep
move
the energy
away, I
going.
won't have that contact anymore. That's all right.
I'll introduce you to all my friends.
Huh?
I'll introduce you to everybody. You already know everybody.
I know
already
most.
did it.
I already know most of them
Exactly,
anyway
so you're
because the first time I think we met was it was the first show because I just got out of the army
Mhm.
and I remember it was under the bridge and I was taking all
Oh,
those
yeah.
photos.
Yeah.
During your show, I almost fell on top of you
Yeah.
because my knee locked up.
And we're on that riser up on a.
And I'm
back of a
like,
semi-truck.
okay, I could fall 10 feet or I could fall on Matthew. And I said, or I can just sit down. Thank God. Because it did. I went to stand up and then my knee just locked. And
Right.
holy cow.
Yeah,
That
I'll
was
never forget
insane.
that.
I was taking so many photos then.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just
Hundreds and hundreds.
thousands, actually.
Yeah. Well, hundreds like per night. Yeah.
it
so,
was.
and
It
you would
was
go out every night. You did multiple shows some nights.
oh, yeah. There wasn't because we had so many places. I just kept going.
Yeah.
That's what PTSD will do to you, though, because I just got back from combat and I just couldn't sleep. And I said, you know what? I might as well be out doing something.
Yeah.
So I got terabytes of photos now. I don't know what to do with. I guess.
Yeah. Well, all the stuff I've looked through. I mean, it's awesome. It was cool at the time because it just showed how much was going on to me, and
And there was really no one doing
There's
it.
still
Now,
that much
now,
going on.
now there's a few people doing it.
yeah.
Where when I was doing it,
Yeah.
there was nobody.
Nobody.
And I mean, you'd have somebody show, oh, I was just trying to prove a point, and then they disappear. And I'm like, now you
Yeah.
got a handful of people, still not like as tenacious, but pretty close.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. I've done that over and over. Just like, oh, there's nobody doing this thing at all. Let me just
Because
go
you
ahead and
do
do
a
it
lot
and
of
see.
cool photos too, though. I've seen your photos. So.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah, and I shoot a lot less. I shoot pretty specific, just because it does take so much time, and I'm interested in so many things.
I mean, I woke up. I think it
Especially
was
the
last January, and I just put my cameras away, and I'm done. I was literally just done.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you do a bunch of different kinds of creative stuff, you got to be true to.
Yeah. Well, the
True to
painting
you.
and the art's always been the top thing, but no one knew who I was, and I don't really care if people know who I am or not.
Right.
Never has. It was when I put on the costume that everybody started getting to know who the hell I was.
Yeah.
It was just, you knew me and a few
Yeah.
other people, but and then all of a sudden it's like
Yeah. All of a sudden you're busy as hell. You're
but now I get paid well for that, and so that actually slowed it down too, because I just want to show up. That was one I got to get paid for. I got to get compensated, not necessarily paid. Just
that's what you got to do, man. When you find that piece of art, like as artists, we're out here making shit all day long, all different mediums, all different whatevers, and then something suddenly clicks with somebody and they connect with it. Like, yeah, cash in.
Well, I still
keep making all the other stuff for free.
I still want to get your wife to redo that and update and clean up that mural she did, because it's starting to fade.
Yeah.
I would come out with my cameras if she did that.
Okay.
And film the whole thing.
Yeah, and if she's talked about it, she'd be down.
We were actually trying to set it up a few years ago before you guys. I think even starting to date.
Yeah.
And something happened, and it just we couldn't get it done. So
yeah. Well, it's time though, because it's I got to keep it fresh.
Right. Or someone will come along and paint over it.
Yeah.
Which happens too.
Yeah, I think it's pretty sick though. Downtown Hillside and Douglas, behind the Litton's appliances.
Yeah. When it was first done, it was, but you can tell it's seen some sun, so it's starting to fade. It's not bad yet, but I think a lot of people don't understand too. There's it's not my favorite. It's one of the weirdest things how people talk about Wichita, and you are Wichita when it comes to independent music artists, whatever. You really are. You probably don't realize it as much as you know. I think a lot of us are, though. We don't realize it.
Yeah.
And because
So
I know I don't.
I've
I've had a lot of people, just love your artwork. You take no prisoners on it. And I'm like, I think that looks terrible at times. It's like, but you don't care. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. I don't care really what people think per se.
Yeah.
You either like it or you don't. If you don't like it, move on.
Yeah, and it's about if you like it or not, and like what other people connect to. You just can't guess. You can't guess what people are going to connect with, so you just got to keep moving.
That's very true on that one. Santia's on there.
What's going
Hey.
on, Santia?
Hey, she's like one of our number one fans.
I put her to work now a couple Saturdays in a row.
Nice.
He does a music thing on Saturdays.
Oh, cool. Where's it at?
Here.
You're just a music
Awesome.
podcast.
It's like
Awesome.
top 5. Usually do something like your top 5 show tunes or your top 5,
whatever the case is.
and you just talk about them.
Cool.
Just different types of music and stuff. You got to pop on sometimes. Yeah, I popped on once. He allowed me on, but my camera was facing the fan. So all I
It
could
was
see
like
was
3 times in a row, and I thought, you advertising your OnlyFans.
Right.
Well, it's because it's in my studio. I'm just
Something.
sitting at my desk, so I'm just okay. I need to. I got the ring light right next to me. I could put it on that. But that takes a little more effort.
Right.
So, but Santia is one of my favorite solo kind of acoustic. Well, she plays electric too, which I just love. So
Yeah, she kills it. Brings something unique I don't see anybody else doing.
well, you also
Around here.
mentioned about you got a little solo project going.
Yeah,
What can we expect from that?
it's called Talks with Plants, and somewhat unpredictable. It's experimental, but there are usually synths, usually beats, sometimes vocals. I usually try to bring some plants up on stage, but that's something I'll be recording probably this winter. So
Almost sounds like it's going to be ambiance almost or something.
Yeah, a lot of it is. A lot of it's ambient.
Because if you're bringing up plants, you don't just want to plaster them with it.
No, yeah, exactly. It's pretty low key, pretty pretty low key, pretty meditative, I guess. Yeah, have some different kind of unique instruments, some weird acoustic instruments I play. So, yeah.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Hard to describe, but that's what I like to do. Things that I can't really describe. But yeah, I'll have something up online, let's say by January.
Can hold you
Real
to
fact. Yeah.
it. Can hold you to it.
You heard it here
You
first.
put it
I
out.
heard it here first.
But you notice this is he said by January, so that gives him February, March, April.
Yeah, that's right.
So, no, that's cool. I mean, it's neat. It's looks like you're shifting gears to me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. You got to do that in life. You really do.
Yeah, well, my baby's 9 months old now, so I've been spending a lot more time at home. I've only gone out to a few shows this year. So just spend a little bit more energy on, also a little bit less energy on booking and kind of promoting other people's art, as much as I love that. And
It takes a lot of time.
it takes a lot of time, and I only have so much time to make my own art, because I also work and I also have 3 kids.
Back when I was probably more your age, I used to book a lot, and it
Yeah.
was such a heartache.
Yeah.
Because someone always drops out,
Yeah.
and then you got to replace it. That's what's happening right now. After we had a band drop out on our 23rd show, and
Oh,
we're trying
yeah.
to replace it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's a ton of work. I mean, it's and like you were saying with doing photos, when I started booking, I didn't feel like there was anybody else booking, especially things that I was interested in. Now festivals and all kinds of crazy shit happens all the time. I don't feel like I have to. I don't have to do that
Oh,
anymore.
every time I see somebody
people
come out
have
with a
it.
camera, I'm so happy.
Exactly.
And then I'll go, "Hey, where are you going to post that so I can see them?"
Yeah.
Most people won't, though. It's weird. They still
Yeah. A lot of
don't.
people sit on them. I'm sitting on tons of footage. I mean, we both are. You know how
Oh,
it
but
is.
I'd at least put out a few
Yeah,
from every show.
something. Yeah.
There was times I put out so many pictures that looked like the stop motion stuff. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. For sure.
Back when you could load like 1,000 photos on Facebook.
Yeah, right. No, I remember those days. It's crazy they dropped that down too. But yeah, no, I love that stuff though.
We'll have to start our own little
social media
thing. And just,
Yeah, right.
and just let it grow from there until
and charge everybody buttload to use it.
Yeah,
kind of like what happened with
don't sell
Instagram.
people's data.
That's what happened with
Yeah.
Instagram, and then somebody bought, and then Facebook bought it from them.
Yeah,
It's not looking like a bird to me, Kevin.
It looks like a bird, but it looks like a bird at an angle.
yeah, I see it. Flying in.
I don't know if he's flying or sitting on a pond.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
We're just rolling with it.
We'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
Something's happening.
We'll let you. You want to step in and try a little bit?
Yeah. Well,
We got a mic right there too, so
Yeah,
it's not
okay.
a big issue. I'll just move over here. Since he's the true commander. of
Yeah.
this ship.
Yeah.
About talking about locking me up. I gotta put it there too.
What's up, Vicky? What's up, Mr. Joshua Ricks? How you doing?
Hey Vicky, is there still some rocks left up in Colorado for us?
Did she steal all the rocks?
I think she is. I swear, every time she takes a picture, Pikes Peak is getting shorter.
Rock collector.
But she's finding out she loves those heart-shaped.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. She was.
she's one of those rockologist type people. I don't know what they're called, but the whole meaning in rocks and when you find certain things. So maybe you can tell me what it is, Vicky.
Slap a handlebar stash on it.
Yeah. And
I don't know about meeting in rocks, but I've had a cardinal knocking outside of my window, different windows of my house, same cardinal for every day for a month.
there are myths on that.
Yeah.
Meanings, myths,
Yeah.
meanings, whatever you want to call them. Everybody got their own. Some myths or somebody else's truths.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, there's lore to it, I
Yeah.
guess. There's
Messages you can read.
And a
into.
lot of them are about birth.
Yeah. Oh, really? Yeah. Well, that's crazy because got that baby right
Yeah.
in there.
We got a second child coming on the way. Is that what I'm hearing?
like I said, I had a dream. It was Friday the 13th. We tried to watch Friday the 13th. the 11-year-old.
Nice.
She made it 20 minutes in and she was done. She tapped out. She's like, so I kept telling her, I go, you can't unsee the things you're about to see.
It's true.
So if you can't handle it in the first first scene where her gal's slit, throat gets slit. She was like, "Okay, Dad, I'm done."
I like what he's doing. That's cool.
Yeah.
Vicky, I am loving the artwork you've been posting lately. If you come back down to Wichita and we have some time, we will try to set up a show for you. Or I will anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, if he will. We will.
You're the boss.
I'm just messing. But we'll figure it out. We're actually, like I said, I'm trying to do more out-of-state stuff. Or out-of-town stuff. That's the biggest thing because we seem to do okay when we're out of town a little bit. Well, even when we went to Oklahoma, it wasn't a great thing, but they still made sure we got some money out of it. Yeah. And you're our good luck charm. That was our best show ever when you were with us. So.
Vicky says Cardinals are a visitor for someone who has passed on.
Oh, oops.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's probably more. Blue Jays, there's something too.
Yeah, there's something on every word.
Mm-hmm.
Aaron, what's up? Boss man. Talking Beards. They just got back from their big thing in Florida. That was last weekend.
We need to get on their show again, don't we? Haven't been on it in a year.
It's been a minute.
What she said.
She said she loved that. Miss you too.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying, I
need to get up there too sometime. I mean, I used to go 5 to 6 times up to Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
I've been once in the last 2 years.
Yeah. It's been once in the last 3 years, but I've only been twice. I would like to go.
No, I've been thousands of times, man.
But, dreams was, trying to interpret dreams. I had a book that was really like, if you seen a snake, it would tell you, it could be this, or this, kind of a book. And then that book disappeared. I probably let a girl that I liked borrow it, and I'm sure she never gave it back. I'm pretty sure that's what happened to most of my cool stuff.
I'm talking about that stuff, knowing Matthew like I do. I mean, we've been acquaintances for a long time, friends through shows, I guess, whatever you want to call it. And I'm knowing his wife. I've known them about the same amount of time, but way before they were even together. It even shocked me when I first saw they were together. I was like, holy cow.
Yeah,
but I can see your artwork and the plant stuff. It makes sense to me with you because you've always had this sense of spirituality or whatever you want to call it, some kind of karma stuff mixed in with it.
I just try to stay connected to the real world, and plants like the life and death cycle.
Yeah,
like it keeps me literally grounded.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I garden, and plants and music.
Isn't that your primary career too, isn't it? Or
I'm actually a roofing contractor, funny enough. But it's a job that I can be outside most of the day. So it's
yeah, when I'm really feeling not grounded, a lot of times I'll go in my backyard and just take my shoes off and stand out there and hope, because I got dogs, and hope I cleaned everything up.
I did do landscaping for as long as they let me do it. But that was not a permanent career.
Yeah.
Okay, because when I first met you, I think you were doing landscaping.
Probably.
And stuff like that. So that's cool. Because I know that Teresa and her stuff, a lot of her artwork is very grounded into mental health and physical stuff.
Yeah, more manic depressive. Mine that ain't. I
I
try to distract.
I wanted
from
that one with all the bees on it.
Yeah.
If I could afford, now I can afford that piece.
Yeah.
But back then I couldn't. So, but she made some prints.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I always just want to paint something that I don't see. My mom was like, "Why don't you paint flowers and stuff?" I'm like, "Well, you can go to any store, any box store, and buy a picture of a flower, a painting of a flower."
Yeah.
It's like
I think my mom finally realized that she wasn't going to get a landscape from me, so that's why she bought my glitter zombie hand coming out of the ground. Because that's the closest to a flower I'll get from you. I go, probably, Mom. Sorry.
I did a couple landscapes, and I enjoy them, but I enjoyed them more when I was learning art, the early days. But now I want to paint shit that I don't see,
Yeah.
like a blue Snoop,
Blue Snoop.
this weird bird over here, some dancing
squirrels
squirrels
with a random alien flying through.
Yeah.
You never know.
Yeah.
Even some of the serious stuff like that, where it is, the ram's head we got.
Yeah.
Through the snail walking across it. or slamming across it, whatever
Still-
it is.
Still not packed. It's out of the car, but it's in the nothing's made it back on the walls.
Yeah, that's fine.
The Mopigs thing. That was what first of October, wasn't it? October
Yeah, it's been a
1st,
while.
something like that.
Been a while because it's funny. After we packed up and you guys left, I sold like 3 pieces, and they came asking for one of yours. I was like, he's already gone. I'm sorry. Yeah. It was mainly people that were working there that wanted stuff. So.
Yeah. They all know where to find me. It's
I
not
know.
like I'm hiding anywhere.
I think at the shows, a lot of times people buy at the show. I've seen 3 different groups, but there's people that buy at the shows, but then they won't buy any other time, even though they'll have our information. Then we got other people that come and look at the stuff and they'll buy later.
Yeah.
Hey, do you still have that piece? Blah blah blah. And that's how a lot of that works. You got that. They come to the shows, but then they buy in between shows.
Yeah.
Because I have that happen a lot.
Tagging up.
Huh?
Tagging up.
Okay, that's fine. You always know when it's.
Like I said, I think most of the early, like I said, we're on episode 111, so we started
Oh,
it
nice.
right. It was right at the beginning of the pandemic, I think.
Okay.
We just decided that, hey, it's like, I think a Thursday. It was like a Wednesday. I said, hey, let's do. We kind of talked about it months before.
Yeah.
And then we were at a point, and then the next day we were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And then we moved to this day just because Thursday, everybody was doing stuff on Thursday.
There's always good shows on Thursdays.
Yeah.
There's usually good shows on Sundays too. But yeah.
Well, we're dealing with football right now.
Yeah.
But Kansas City's not playing, so all you Kansas City guys need to get on there.
Yeah. But so, what is your main social media? I mean, you said Instagram is your
Yeah.
main.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. I kind of got off Facebook. That was I always told myself I was always only on Facebook because I was promoting shows. So I did this Mostly Worship show about a month ago, and like since then I've really cut the tie.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
So now I'm just on Instagram. Just my name, Matthew Zardoz. I also have my production company on there too. But more and more. So I'm just I have the production company because it's productions and media, because I've always done like websites, print design, but I do also animation and music videos and stuff like that for people. But yeah, now I'm trying to make some more just of my own work.
Yeah.
Experiment a little bit more.
He had brought up a topic earlier in the week about, I mean, you've probably been in the game long. It goes like this, it goes like this. Sometimes, you can't keep up, and the other times you just like kind of sit and put on your thumbs. And, and I know we said we do the art for us, the creation of it, but boy, it's a good feeling when it sells. I mean, it's like
for sure.
It is
Kind of gives you a validation.
You do it because you want it to go to a new home. I don't want to look at it anymore. My joy in it was creating it. Now once it's created, got here. I'm
Like
tired of
get
looking
your
at it.
ideas into other people's lives.
Yeah, and
you gotta look at my shit every day now on your wall.
It does seem kind of like holidays for original art kind of slows down because I mean people are trying to get big bang. I mean they got 5 kids they got to buy Christmas presents
That's
for.
right.
So I mean money's tight. So it was like what can we do to get more sales? I mean obviously sex changes aren't I mean seems like women don't have that issue, and I always get in trouble whenever I say it, but it's the truth. I mean if you're shaking your hoo-haws while you holding the painting, somebody's gonna be like, I'll buy that. I mean it's just human nature. Hate me for saying it, but that's the way it is.
I guess it depends on the art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean it
Everybody has their own hustle.
yeah, exactly. But I mean obviously I can't do that. Kevin probably can, but I can't. But so what do you do to kind of when you feel like I said you can't predict? Do you put a lot of stock in it, or you just?
I don't know. I just never even really think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's been so long since I've even gone out of my way to sell my art. I did an art market years ago, and that went well. I did some badly done caricatures, and I would like somebody saw one, and then I was drawn all night. I never stopped all night. So I guess if I go out there and try to sell my art, it usually goes okay. Yeah. But more so because I haven't even really done too much like physical stuff for a while. I did one show like 3 years ago at and just hung it up at a bar with my friend. He wanted to do a show, and basically I said yes. We do a 2-man show just so we'd only have to make half as much work. But yeah, that's been the last time I've done that. But it does feel good. I said getting hired by people to do animation and music videos and stuff.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've done, and I just do a lot of outreach. Really, just like, hey man, I'd like to work with you. I'm really cheap.
Yeah. Got Jesse Taylor coming on. What's going on, man? How are you doing? How's that chin? I know he shaved his big old beard, and so his chin's probably a little cold. Yeah, like I said, I think diversity. I mean, like I said, I got to do a lot of digital, a lot of
Okay.
So
cool.
I mean, like I said, I haven't painted in this 4 weeks that we haven't done the show.
Yeah.
But I've been doing a lot of stuff. And me and my sister have talked about doing a book together for a long time. And,
awesome.
And she finally got the time to do it. I don't know if it was the time or the motivation, but then I mean, working with my sister is going to be a little. She's got a vision, and
you got to learn how to collaborate with everybody.
Yeah.
And when it's somebody that you already know really well, sometimes you got to redefine rules.
Yep. I kind of most everybody usually says, okay, I creative freedom at first, and so I'll come up with one, throw it against the wall, and see the first design, and then we'll decide I will decide how much creative freedom I really have. If they start giving me a list, I'm just like, okay, even if I don't necessarily like it, I'm like, I do it the best I can, make it look the best I can, and I'm like, I don't like it, but that's kind of hard for me to swallow that, because I mean, I want it to be like, oh, I love it.
Yeah, that's how it is when you're doing any kind of collaboration. That's why the best work is always the stuff that you just make for yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, but then sometimes, I mean, you have the magic of collaboration too, when somebody like pushes you outside of your comfort zone and you're like, no, I think this is going to suck. But then you make it and it rules, you know, and you never would have done it that way.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
you find out some whole new thing that you can do.
Yeah.
I was used to a little more freestyle than he was.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at first he hated the fact of it. Because sometimes I do some real sloppy, loose lines.
Yeah.
And I know he hates that.
I don't hate it.
Yeah, well, but it works for some stuff and it doesn't for others.
Yeah.
So it's
Sure.
like, but for you,
My opinion of what works is different than his opinion of what works.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was tough at first.
But then you start realizing that we're both right, we're both wrong. So it
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You know, people are going to like no matter what, because we've done some stuff out. I guarantee there's some stuff in here that we collaborated on. I would have never done anything like that.
Yeah.
Like this thing we're working on now. So
Yeah.
Like I say, I mean, that's more of what we use this time for, is just kind of, pushing the boundaries and seeing what we can do, and just, have an avenue for people to talk. I mean, we ain't getting huge numbers, but, I mean, we're not doing it for numbers.
Right.
And I mean, I used to push, I mean, I got sucked in for about 3 months, just, trying to get the content and, I mean, trying to get reels, but
Right.
that's no life to live. I mean, unless you've got a team or
Exactly.
a really
It's
good
exhausting.
plan to where you can, puke out a bunch of,
Yeah.
shorts and reels and whatever platform you're on wants to call it. But I mean, less than a minute content, and
Yeah.
I mean, they'll get lots of views. Or at one point I was doing like weird art facts, and they were getting, like thousands of views, but my art wasn't getting any views, the content, because I'd kind of mix it up. I'd do one of those, one of these, and one of these, and one of these.
Yeah.
But it was always mine that was getting the less. And I'm like, "Meh." And then YouTube's got the thumbs down button. I didn't know how much that hurt.
Yeah.
Everybody's
Right.
on YouTube or on Facebook saying, hey, we need a thumbs down button. I'm like, oh God, no, now.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah,
oh, I
it's the
can't, that
worst.
hurts,
It's the worst feeling.
Yeah, you can't tell who it is, and so you can't at least go.
You still got the laugh react, so you could thumbs down somebody.
Yeah,
I mean, you can find a way.
Yeah, the sad. But we get some sad faces on here, and I'm like,
or the
angry faces on here.
Yeah.
You got to be a little more specific. We were talking for an hour,
Right,
I mean, what pissed you off? Most of it's old people, with bad thumbs.
Right.
I don't know how to undo it.
Sorry. Yeah. No, that's okay.
Yeah.
No, I like getting a few thumbs down. It means people,
Exactly.
it means people outside of your immediate circle are looking at it.
Yeah.
And if even your enemies are watching your music videos, and it's like, all right,
Well,
swish.
somebody, it's been brought up before, but I was out, I think, God, it was the last thing we did at Barleycorns. Whatever that was, I can't remember what we were at Barleycorns for at this point, but it was not too long ago, and he was like, when you start getting haters, it's like in a video game, and the bosses, when you start seeing bad guys, you're going the right direction. If in a video game and you're just running and there ain't nobody around, you're going the wrong way.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I try to keep
I
it.
like that.
Yeah, I do too. I try to keep that mentality in there, but it does still kind of sting, when you get the haters, especially your first hater always stings the worst.
Yeah,
It's like,
Well, you got to ask yourself why. But yeah, I went to Wichita State for art school.
Yeah.
And we had pretty brutal critiques, but I liked it. It was actually my favorite thing because I just got so much better, so much faster.
Yeah.
So I kind
if
of love
it's
it now.
if it's honest,
But a critique, though, usually give you advice on top of it.
Yeah.
When you have a hater, they don't do that.
No, somebody being a dick.
All right, someone else can step in since I
Sure.
screwed everything up for you.
Yeah, I screwed it all up.
Figure it out.
We're in town. We've got about 20 minutes, a little over 20 minutes. It's definitely different than when I left.
Yeah.
That's what's so happening
Things have
about it. That's the biggest thing because I don't think we've planned out too many.
It's kind of fun to see where they.
Because that one there actually is one of my favorite. He had that head on there forever with nothing else around. It was just all white.
Yeah.
So I started doing the Bob Ross stuff in the background.
Nice. Yeah.
And then I was trying to add something there where the coffee cup's at. I was trying to add something else and it wasn't working. So I said, screw it. I'm going to make a coffee cup.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. That one's sick.
So, and that'll happen. Sometimes we redo stuff. That was a redone one too, the Viking looking thing. It used to look more like a pig singing instead of a Viking
Like
singing.
Porky Pig, I think, is what it originally. Wow. I don't think that's what it was intended. I mean, Kevin may have, and took inspiration from Porky Pig. But he did not.
That direction.
He did not let me know that was what his inspiration was.
So a lot of them we just and the one there, the Fab Four of a horror.
Yep.
It's up against this one right here.
Yeah.
And we let a friend do
Classic.
redo the Dracula on there, and he turned him into the blueberry,
Oh yeah.
the Dracula from the cereal or from the
Count Chocula or something.
Sesame Street.
or Sesame Street
Oh
one.
yeah.
Boom.
So,
Nice.
So yeah, it's like, oh, you turned her purple. We haven't changed it. We probably won't. We'll just
No, it's great.
No, it's on the list. And I think I'm cutting people off of it, and I'm gonna at least. I mean, Wolfman needs a little more depth. I think we got Frankie was close. I think we just need to subtle up some of his darkness. And the Mummy's cool, but he just needs to highlight some of his hair.
so that's what he's real good about. See, he starts doing that, and it's like sometimes it's too much.
Yeah,
but it's
Count
okay.
Dracula just needs to be redone. Sorry, Tavo.
That was like all of a sudden, hey, we got a purple Dracula on here. What
Yeah, like I
the
said,
heck?
he was painting while we were talking, and we were just over here talking, and
Well,
we weren't paying attention.
Okay, but so says the guy who does a blue Snoop Dogg.
Right.
It's not in here. It's actually probably out there.
Oh yeah.
I sold it for $1 million.
Yeah, sure you
No,
did.
I didn't. IRS, I didn't. I promise.
If it was all
It's
cash,
documented
if
now.
it was all cash, it don't matter.
No, I still got to claim it if it's all cash. They just can't prove it.
So again, looks like we're about to wrap up here pretty quick. So tell us what some of the stuff probably next
20
year.
minutes, what are you talking about?
For
Is it
my
20
solo
minutes?
project,
I can't see that far.
And Concubine should be coming out with another record next year at some point.
You said another record. You already got one out?
Yeah. No Gods No Masters is out on all the streaming services.
I don't want
And we
streaming
do
services.
We have tapes available too. Yeah, no vinyl. But yeah, we're gonna have our second record come out. We wrote it last summer. We're not playing a ton right now just because they're both in school, going crazy. But
Lisa's been hitting it heavy. I mean, she started that physical fitness stuff, and then is that what she's in there for?
No, she's actually in her last year of pre-med now.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy classes. Way too much smart shit. I can't handle
Is
it.
there like
And-
space in her head anymore for
I
all
know,
that
right?
stuff, man? Holy
Yeah, she's a
cow.
genius. I don't know.
Because we actually met first time at some shows like in Topeka and stuff where she was wearing
Oh.
her armor and stuff.
Oh, nice.
And
nice.
that's how-
Yeah. Yeah.
And
doing
then we
cosplay
just
stuff.
kept running into each other. She won a cosplay competition that I was the judge of one time.
Nice.
Back when she had her head shaved. I didn't know
Oh,
who
yeah.
she was then.
Yeah.
After she did that.
She shaved it again this year. She's
For that,
it's just
that
growing
wig
back
stuff
now.
or whatever she does. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. She donates. Just grows it out and donates
Right.
it every
And,
4 years.
because yeah, she had this armor with these lights and stuff coming through and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
She either
Sounds
won or
right.
took second. I can't remember. It was at the Museum of Ancient Treasures or whatever, the one downtown.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, she wants to get back into that too. She has big dreams of projects she wants to work on, but yeah, that's how it is.
She's definitely got too many things going on at
Yeah.
once, and how she keeps up with it is beyond me.
Yeah.
And I shouldn't talk, but it just is. It just is. You just do it.
Yep.
You go from thing to thing to thing. You know, I know Monday I'll be working on some music, and then
Totally.
you know, and art for me is one of those things so natural. I can paint and draw anytime, anywhere.
Exactly.
Left-handed, right-handed, my mouth, my toes, it don't matter. I'm serious.
That's awesome.
My toes not as much as I used to, but well, I broke my right hand
Oh yeah.
when I was younger. I had a cast on it for a couple of months, so I'd do a lot of stuff left-handed. And then just out of giggles and stuff, I'd start like in class during like study hall and stuff. I'd pull out my pencils and start drawing my toes and stuff.
See if you can do it.
Yeah, and stuff like that. And I actually got decent, where you could tell what I was drawing.
That's
I
funny.
got, it's a skill you got to keep up on.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. One of those.
Mhm. But
I just think everything that is a skill you got to keep up on.
it's like anything. Like I always say too, if you don't ask the question, the answer is always going to be no.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
biggest thing. So many people, I try to put out even through here, if you're afraid of what people will think about your stuff that you're creating, and if you're honestly doing it for yourself and it's just hanging in your house, that's fine. But if you want to get out, you just do it.
Yeah.
And it's always going to be no if you don't ask to set up a show.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to ask. You know how many times I've gone into some local place, just set up in a corner and started painting and drawing.
Yeah.
And you always bring a few extra pieces so people
Yeah.
can see. Because I think I've learned that people don't have a vision as you're drawing, unless that's another artist.
Right.
Now, I've seen a lot of artists see, oh, that's what you're doing.
Yeah.
And then because a lot of them will go, I couldn't tell what you were making, but I thought we were making this, and then you actually did this. But I've seen some people like, oh my God, that's terrible. We'll come back in
Right.
20 minutes and see
Yeah.
if it's still terrible.
Yeah.
Because people don't have that vision. I see
Yeah.
that.
I love that about you though. You just show up and you're just like doing your art all the time,
Yeah.
wherever, which is cool. Very punk.
Yeah.
It's real shit.
And if you stand around too long watching me, now that I know you can paint and stuff, I'm like, yeah, don't be handing the paintbrush. Here you go.
Right. Yeah.
So I've done that to so many people, and so many people now are doing live art.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm gonna take credit for it, but I've had people literally just sit there watching me, and I'm like, you want to paint?
Yeah.
All I'll do is stick figures. Didn't you see me start?
Yeah.
Put your stick figure on there. If I don't
That's
like
right.
it, I'll get painted over anyway.
Yeah. No
Yeah.
worries.
So, because there's some people now that do a lot of art that, oh, I haven't done art since I was in junior high.
Why? Yeah.
You've
Keep
been writing your name, right? You've been doing art the whole time.
Yeah. Right in. I like
I can't believe that's something. I don't know. Maybe you're seeing it. They're not teaching that now in schools.
Oh,
Cursive?
cursive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Well,
Some arts,
Yeah.
probably less. No, Easle still does.
I swore off cursive after the third grade. I've stuck by that.
Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Well, my
way to
signature's pretty terrible.
communicate.
Yeah, mine was pretty nice, and because I used to living out in the country, I just always, kind of like, especially girls back then were always writing, so I did it
Yeah.
to just prove guys could do it. But then I joined the army, and then everywhere you go,
Right.
You sign your name like 10 times. Now it's just like you can tell there's a K in there, and you can tell there's an H. After that,
Yeah.
you can't tell. So if you want to forge my name, that's what it is. K scribble, H scribble.
Yeah.
There you go. You can forge my name now.
Not on the internet.
Yeah.
AI will take care of it anyhow.
Yeah, right.
Don't matter.
Yeah,
Everybody's
whatever.
seen it.
We don't need signatures anymore.
Mhm. Well, I just do the big block on mine. My signature's not even. I just like that Hansen. I'm
Yeah.
done.
Are you a big Beatles fan?
I listened to a lot when I was younger, for sure.
Have you checked out the new song that they just dropped?
Oh no,
Yeah.
no. I heard a little bit about it.
It's
Yeah.
it's a little weird, and I don't know if I buy it, but of course AI was used a little bit, at least in the
Oh.
video process, and
Weird.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you can go on YouTube and search Hank Hill singing Richmond, north of Richmond, or whatever song
Right.
I seen one Hank Williams Sr. doing Snoop. I think it was Snoop.
Nice.
And
Yeah.
so it's like, did they really have this tape, or did they just hey, make John Lennon sing this on AI? Wouldn't think that the Beatles, any living members of the Beatles, would need a money grab, but
Right. Yeah, they're all probably doing pretty good.
probably doing good.
But maybe they enhanced it or something. I don't know. Yeah, the AI is interesting. I mean, all it can really do is copy and take stuff. But there's also processing stuff that's pretty interesting. I mean, like I said, a little bit I'm doing a lot of the 3D stuff and the doors that it's opening on that. I mean, just the way that the core AI technology is being used. So pretty
I mean,
fascinating.
It's interesting and it's fun right now, but I mean, I see it. I mean, once the bad guys figure out how to use it, we'll be.
Yeah.
They could Zoom meeting somebody, and I mean, give us,
Yeah, they're
What-
already on that.
yeah.
They're already on that.
I think Zoom was one of the ones that came out and said that we own everything that you do on Zoom.
Yeah.
And I'm sure we use StreamYard, but I'm sure theirs is in there just smaller print, and they're not announcing it.
Yeah,
so-
YouTube's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, Google owns it all. Yeah. Yeah, when you change your company motto away from "Don't be evil," it's like, okay, but why'd you change it? It was pretty clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so hard to, and any more copyrights and stuff like that. How do you? It's like
I don't know. Worry about it once you start.
prime example is
Yeah.
Milli Vanilli, how they just got tortured off all that sampling they did. And
Yeah.
whatnot.
And then now it's
And now it's just common.
Yeah,
it's the industry norm.
Yeah.
It's just common.
I guess there's a documentary on Paramount that just came out too about them.
Yeah.
Because I had an old playlist on Spotify that was just play like I started with a song. I don't even remember what song started it, but
Yeah.
then
No, it's great stuff.
one of the Milli Vanilli songs came up, and still they're using those guys' imagery, and I go, why are we still using their imagery if we put them, we crucified them,
Yeah.
for what they had did, which they didn't really do it. It was
Yeah.
the companies
It's
they're
a
like, hey,
studio thing.
we'll pay you this to do
Yeah,
this, to
exactly.
get out there and dance,
Of course they
and
do it.
and then we, of course, the society crucified them, and they're lip syncing, and
Yeah.
Because the same thing happened to, was it Jessica Simpson?
yeah, I mean everybody lip syncs live now.
Because she on Saturday Night Live, because the tape was lagging or something like that,
Oh, right.
or the sister of hers or whatever, and she got. I mean, she had a decent little career going until that, and then now she's.
It's done.
It might be completely done, but all of
Yeah.
a sudden she's not there anymore.
Right.
Yeah, it's just amazing how
It's craziness.
it just seems so. You look back at it, it was like so hypocritical then, but and I get it's the time. Everybody still wants to have their. And now you literally got people out there that create beats. And a lot of that stuff, someone comes up with one type of beat, and then all of a sudden, especially if it gets big, then you hear it on all the people's music.
Yeah.
formula. You gotta
Quick
have
innovation.
formula.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and that's something I don't understand because I can't. I got a drum, but I still don't do beats too well. So,
Yeah. I mean, it's the same way in rock music. I mean, it always has been. There's a few beats that inform a lot of stuff out there. It's just kind of
It's funny how
everybody remakes it.
guitarists can a lot of times they can actually get rights to their guitar playing, but drummers cannot get rights to their drum playing.
Yeah, it's tough.
Unless they do something like what Rush does or bands that have drummers like at that caliber.
Yeah.
Because you know, a beat's a beat.
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody else want to take a stab?
You done?
I'm done.
Well, we can be done for now. We used to try to do these in our hour show.
Yeah.
And then we learned
10 minutes.
And then we also used to like let people decide what we're going to do during that show, and then it just got stupid.
Oh yeah. I mean,
You were coming up with do a whatever.
Never take requests.
Yeah.
Yeah. We
No,
learned fast.
no.
We stopped.
Because we were always like, you just give us one word instead of give us like a whole do a
Paragraph,
private swinging from a. And the pirate happens to be a potato, but he actually looked like a turd. Like
Yeah.
This is what AI is for. There you go.
Yeah,
Plug
exactly.
that phrase.
Well, this
So
was
there we
still
are. We
before
were-
AI was trending.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
They said you
existed.
started around.
Yeah.
So we were like the physical manifestation of AI.
Yeah.
Shoot,
We inspired it.
Oh
Yeah.
no!
We inspired it,
Darn
Kevin.
it, man! We should have so got rights for that. Dang it!
Go back in
Someone
time.
owes us.
Go back in time. Yeah.
No, it's
I mean,
cool.
it's-
I'm really looking forward to seeing what you're coming up with, man.
Yeah.
You still
Well,
have
that's
that
something.
one drone machine when you did that. Wasn't Concubine? That was that other project you did with your wife,
Oh, Rebel Clicks.
where she had because you were playing the drums, but then you had that drone machine you had sitting there, and it just looked like a piece of plastic with a bunch of squares on it.
Yeah.
And then she was doing the stuff with the.
Yeah, I think it's the Drone Lab. I use that in Talks with Plants.
And I remember trying to. Where'd you get that from? You said you got it through a trade or something.
Yeah.
I can't find anything even close to it because I don't know really.
There's some crazy stuff out there. But yeah.
Because I just love that whole drone you had during the whole songs going
Yeah.
on. It was really cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm playing another instrument through that. So sounds pretty cool.
Oh.
But yep. If I play another show, I'll probably announce it on my Instagram. So
Mhm.
So follow on Instagram.
Yeah, I need to get on Instagram more. That's what I was saying earlier to some other guy.
I've never had much luck with Instagram. I don't ever seem to get traction. I can't build. So it's like,
yeah.
I just
haven't
know
figured it out.
everything I do on Facebook goes to Instagram, so
Right.
it's already there. So I just
There you
got to
go.
follow up. You just got to click on and follow up on it
A little bit more work to do to be an artist.
because the bands you gave me, Jackass is on.
Cool.
We're on. I had Sproke, but he had to back off, and the other bands haven't contacted me. And one other did, but he's checking with his members. But like I said, a couple others did too. They were doing something.
But
So
December 23rd, it'll be party. That'll be awesome. Bring an extra coat to donate.
yeah.
coat, any kind of winter gear, hat, gloves, socks. We ended up with 2 pickup loads, my truck,
Awesome.
and another truck. I mean, just stacked. So we had to drive
Awesome.
really slow down the road.
Good.
Distributed them.
Good.
Well, we dropped them off at
Let them blow.
God dang it, from the cups. We dropped it off at his where he worked at. He distributed it somewhere.
Yeah.
Distributing is not a problem because I'm in that area, so it's not an issue. Because if we can't find one, I can. So
Yeah.
I just like to let established things stay established. So, but
Well, let's finish up. Follow up with your digital. You said you were doing 3D. What software do you use?
Working in Nomad Sculpt and in Blender and
Yeah.
then Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
So between the three.
I've done a little bit in Novia and stuff, and
Cool.
something back in the day, but it just, I mean, to me, it was fun, but it seemed like the only job I would ever have to do was like engineering, like gears and sprockets, and
Right.
and that was no fun. I didn't like
No,
that. So
no.
I kind of lost interest in it, and then now it's just, I mean, I got enough going on.
Right.
I don't need to learn. I mean,
It's a big learning curve. I mean,
Yeah.
there's always something more to learn.
yeah,
Yeah. I feel like I've been trying to learn it for about 3 years, really. I made one project in Blender, just kind of following along with the tutorial, and then have just like been slowly working at different stuff. But sculpting is pretty natural though, because I went to school for ceramics, so all those tools are kind of the same. But yeah.
I mean, you want to make like an animation, right, or a movie?
I do. I've been doing some animating also just flat 2D stuff.
Yeah.
But I want to do some 3D animation, just like short one-offs. But I'm actually working on the game.
Oh yeah.
That's funny because we were talking about, because he's done some cards. We were talking about the art for the cards and finding gamers that do the card games and just do the art for the cards.
Yeah, totally.
But then he said he wanted to, I just don't know how to go. Start very basic.
Yeah.
Well, I think do a spades game
like a video game.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just make sure.
That's the thing.
Just making sure. Game is a game. Yeah.
You know, because in the end, it's just a matter of what you want and how to approach it and stuff. But there's so many game developers here in town, but they kind of, and I don't blame them. They really hold it close to their, but then you never see any results a lot of times.
Well, it's a ton of work.
Yeah.
And I was making a game from I started in the 8th grade and I went all the way through until I got to Wichita State. I was working on it for like six or 8 years, and I never got it released and never finished it. But I have a ton of stuff done. I mean, all this, and it's how I learned how to do Photoshop. It's how I learned how to do websites. It's how I learned how to do animation. That's how I learned, so much.
See, that's a generation
that I still
thing.
do. Yeah.
We didn't have any of that when I was. We had one computer my senior year.
Yeah.
And it was all DOS.
It was the size of this room.
Right. Yeah.
I remember one of our he did have a game in it, but it was funny because it was never done. So he took the wrong door. Game over.
Yeah.
Going down the hallway, he'd be sitting there. You had to watch him because you could tell. Don't do that door. Don't do that door. I'm going to that door. Game over.
Yeah.
Now you got to start over.
Yeah, simple games are the best sometimes.
Yeah. It was just, that was 81, 78.
Nice.
Yeah, so that tells you a lot right there. Come on, we had asteroids and Pong.
That's awesome, man. It's like somewhere.
Yeah. What was it?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna wrap it up.
Okay.
Thanks for
having
coming
me.
on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
You're such a mellow, chill guy, though. It's like
Matthew Zardoz. Instagram is the main hub right now. If you want to go show, you're still doing the website, right? You got the. I'm gonna say it wrong, so just say it. The
Rajidae Productions.
Are you still? Is that still kind of a? I know you said it was kind of backburnered, but if somebody came to you with the project,
So I'm not doing as many shows. I'm not promoting as much like live music, but still taking on animation,
everything
videos,
else,
all kinds of
still
design.
falls in there.
Yep.
I might have to hit you up for some animation.
Absolutely.
On my song.
Yeah.
Right now we got Randall Avix doing our monster song.
Sick.
Nice.
Sick. Yeah,
It's the only
he's
song we got
awesome.
recorded right now. Yeah, he did our chicken feet and skin picker from rabbits.
Nice.
So,
But yeah, we're gonna wrap it up. I got a kid to feed and all that jazz.
Yeah.
Thank you again for coming on.
Yeah. Thanks.
Yep. We'll
It's fun.
we don't have anybody booked yet, but I don't see a reason why you won't see Kevin and I's ugly faces again next week.
I'll get somebody soon enough. There's enough people out there. It's just,
I've had some feelers out, but I'm not bugging people.
Yeah.
I'm not shaking people down. Like
Well,
you said, you'd be on.
I remember we tried to do it a month or two out. Remember that? And then I forgot. So now we just do a week or two.
That's the way.
A
Spur
couple
of the
weeks
moment.
maybe, just so we can,
And we got the holidays coming up too. So we got this weekend and the next weekend is Thanksgiving. So
The people are traveling, coming back to town.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
See if Polly is a
one of our favorites, Polly
Yeah.
Wyndham. Yeah.
get her in here live.
Love her, man.
But yeah, we'll see you next weekend. Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Do like I did that one time. Went to a show and we just live streamed the guy from his car into here.
Oh, nice.
And I was actually with the guy.
Yeah.
And actually, that one turned out okay.
Say goodbye, Kevin.
Bye, Kevin.